Fortnite are adding even more AI into the game, just like Darth Vader, but it's about to explode in a completely different kind of way. And I'm going to be covering that and much more throughout this video. We're going to be talking about different IPs such as Star Wars being added into UEFN, aka creative maps, and the use of AI also within these maps. There's a huge update for LEGO, which I'm sure we all play regularly, not just since it was first released and died off, and also talking about Fortnite returning to iOS in other countries around the world. So let's get into it, and if you enjoy it, make sure you drop a like on the video. That helps me out, and subscribe to see more videos just like this. Also live on Twitch, so if you want to, drop a follow to that and hang out live, link to that is down in the description and in the pinned comment. Let's get into the first topic. So Fortnite are going to be adding more creative AIs into the game. Will this be the main battle royale? Not directly necessarily, at least according to these notes so far, most of which will go within the Fortnite creative world, aka the UEFN. So you're going to see them all over a lot of creative maps, and this could potentially change the creative landscape forever within the game. I think this would be quite a cool change, but I'd love to know what you think down in the comments about adding AI to different creative maps and how that could change how all of them work. But there's still more to talk about with this topic. Specifically, information about the AIs. First thing to note is that you get presets of voices that you can give to NPCs, aka if you see any certain character, you have a list of selective voices you can just attach to them right off the start and they're ready to go. UEFN developers will also be able to customize each NPC's AI persona. In other words, you can kind of customize how they act and how they behave within your map. This also means that you can tell them what they can talk about and what they can't talk about, so you can censor them to make them appropriate for the game and the age rating, and it also means that you can have a bit of fun with it. So it's kind of up to the map developers to be responsible with it and have a good way of integrating it into their maps. AI/NPC can also respond to changes in game, so there's quite a lot to go into this one, and a lot of the comments on this post are actually kind of interesting as well about the AI topic. I think it's a hot topic, but it's a good one to talk about. Which AI voices will be added are currently unknown. This could be Darth Vader being added in, it could be Terminator, it could be a variety of them, and I think it'll be really fun to see, which ones do come out. And as soon as we know, I'll make another video about that one. Moving on, other updates into UEFN include IPs such as Star Wars being added. So we've seen that Star Wars has been a fun mini season. We'll go with that's the best word I can describe it with. I've not liked it, but I'm sure a lot of people have. Fortnite is adding Star Wars assets to creative. So in other words, developers can use those tools in their future maps. So it's not like it's going to be gone once the season's over. It's going to continue, but in UEFN maps and creative maps. That's kind of cool. But they're not the only IP being added. Additionally, Avatar is being added into the UEFN, along with Fortnite's newest announcement, Squid Game, which I think will be a lot of fun too. So you can see a lot more maps themed around these different IPs, which should be a lot of fun. Again, I think this could change the way maps are being made, and that's the next point we're getting onto in this video. So next up, if you're thinking about making your own Fortnite maps, it's just got a lot easier. That's because Fortnite have created their own AI chatbot to help generate functional verse code for UEFN projects. In other words, there's an AI that's interactive there to help developers make maps. According to Hypex, this AI assistant that is coming to the Fortnite UEFN will use GPT 4.1 model. It again will help rewrite verse code, but additionally, which I think is one of the more interesting parts, it will also help creators with ideas on how to design the map specifically. So as much as players and developers have been left to make their own ideas, now they have a lot more AI assistance when it comes to designing their map. I don't know to the extent that could, actually help out, but I think this will make a lot more maps very prominent in the game. And for those that make maps, there's also an update for the discovery page as well, which should hopefully make it a little bit easier for people to find anyone's specific map. So if you're a developer, this might mean increased visibility and a lot of other good things within UEFN. To be fair, the discovery page has been a little messy. This overhaul could be quite a nice change. If you ever thought about being a map maker, now might be the perfect time, because Epic Games actually released the amount they've paid out throughout their creator program, which is an astonishing $722 million US. Who says that you can't make a living through Fortnite? Because quite clearly, a lot of people seem to be. Slightly moving away from the creative UEFN map development side of things, going over to Fortnite LEGO, there's actually some new features being added, and I'm going to play you a clip in just a second, but they are adding a brick editor to it, which I don't think we've seen before. I haven't seen much of LEGO Fortnite. I lost interest in it very, very quickly. But this makes it seem and feel a lot more like it's actual Lego. Like you get to build things much more creatively rather than like preset feel to it that I originally found with it. Anyway, the trailer that's been posted out is very, very cool. I'm going to play it for you now. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I think it makes Lego look a lot of fun again. The best thing about this is we only have about 2 weeks until this is actually available for us to use. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and you'll see a lot of fun posts out on the internet on TikTok and other platforms to be able to show off what people are making. And speaking of different platforms, for the last point in this video, Fortnite is returning on iOS in 3 other regions worldwide, which means that officially Fortnite will be returning to the iOS App Store in Brazil, the UK, and Japan later this year. So that's a lot of news for one video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you drop a like on the video. That helps us out. Subscribe to see more videos just like this one. And if you want to watch Fortnite live or hang out and play with us live, head on over to twitch.tv/DanMatesGames. Link to that is in the description. There's other videos on screen you might like. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.